Okay, welcome to the Fisher Fitness Coaching Podcast, episode 17. I'm a bit annoyed. I just found out I've lost my AirPods, which is really annoying. I spent about half an hour looking for them. I think I left them in London when I was there at the weekend. But you know when you lose something, and AirPods are quite expensive, so that's why I'm quite annoyed. I don't really want to spend the money on getting another pair. And you know when you lose something and then you start thinking about where that something could be, which is completely pointless because it could be literally anywhere. You start thinking, did I leave them on the train? Did I leave them in the hotel room? Did I leave them at the venue? Did I drop them somewhere? When did I last have them? And then you start thinking about every sort of possible scenario or location. Oh, so frustrating. So I'm just thinking now, did I have them on the train on the way home? I don't think I did. And I'm thinking, should I call the hotel? But then I guarantee, you think if a cleaner goes in there and cleans the room and they see a pair of AirPods, are they really going to hand them into lost property? Probably not. What would you do? Would you hand them in? Would you keep them? Most people will keep them. The reason I wanted them today is because I was going to use them while recording this podcast, because apparently the sound quality is improved when you have earphones in, because something about it stops the background noise or the echo or something. I don't know. So I was going to try it, but now I've lost them. Very, very annoying. But anyway, we move on. Again, it's one of those first world problems, isn't it? It's not the end of the world. It's just a slight inconvenience. Especially, I use them so much. You can tell I'm annoyed because I keep going on about it. Anyway, this episode, I'm going to talk about why you who's listening, or everyone, people you know, yourself, your family, your friends, should be training in the gym to get stronger and build muscle. I'll go into this in a bit more detail, and I'll go through the benefits of strength training and building muscle, and why everyone should be doing it, no matter what your goal is, and essentially go into why I'm such a big advocate of strength training with good quality and not just putting someone through a pointless bodyweight circuit, which, by the way, yes, it's fine and it's beneficial to some degree, and also if someone enjoys doing it, then cool. If it gets them moving, then cool. I'm not going to say to someone you shouldn't be doing that, because if they enjoy it, if they're moving, it's better than doing nothing. So I used to be a bit like, oh no, you shouldn't be doing that, you shouldn't be. But at the end of the day, if you enjoy doing something, who am I to stop you from doing it? All I can do is advise you what the best thing is for a specific goal and for longevity and for overall health, well-being, etc., etc. So it shouldn't be too long, but I always say that. So strength training, obviously with my clients, I coach them to build muscle and to lose some excess body fat, get them stronger, get them more confident, looking better, and feeling more confident with fewer clothes on, essentially. So, and to do that, you need to lift weights. You need to lift weights in the gym 2 to 4 times a week, with the aim of building muscle, building as much muscle as possible. It's like the foundation. It's the main thing you should be doing. Like, if you think of a house or a building with solid foundations, like you can't build a skyscraper without that solid foundation in the middle, right? It's the same with this. You can't get to your optimal goal without strength training, in my opinion. Someone could prove me wrong in the future, but in my opinion, you can't get to your optimal body fat levels. You can't build optimal muscle. You can't get as strong as you want to be. You can't improve mobility, posture without some form of strength training in your lifestyle, in your in your weekly routine. So when it comes to building muscle, you need to strength train in the gym. When it comes to fat loss, it's not the strength training which elicits the actual fat loss. So when you lift weight, when you execute reps, your body fat isn't like melting away with every rep. But what it is doing is it's retaining the muscle tissue while the calorie deficit which you should be in elicits the fat loss. Makes sense? So when you strength train, yes, you burn some calories, but it's not like melting away body fat. There's a lot of people out there who think, okay, I want to get rid of my man boobs. I want to tighten up. I want to tone up my chest. So I'm going to lift weights, and then it will melt away, and it will sort of sculpt this area. What it's doing, it puts tension through the chest, which will hopefully be enough to elicit muscle growth, but it's not melting away body fat. How you get rid of body fat is creating a calorie deficit through nutritional manipulation. That calorie deficit, if it's there consistently, will gradually start to use up the stored energy, which is body fat. Okay? What's happened here? That's incredibly annoying. You hate that when someone just called me on the phone. 0845 number is constant. I bet it's Sky. And I've told them so many times, take me off the effing call list. Anyway, lost my train of thought. Cool. So yeah, to lose fat, create a calorie deficit through nutritional manipulation, and then you will use up the stored energy, which is body fat. Okay, that's the main two things. You can lose body fat by creating a deficit. You can build muscle by lifting weights in the gym consistently to get stronger, and as long as you have enough protein, get good sleep, etc., etc. But anyway, so yeah, I'm going off on a tangent here, obviously. So strength training will build muscle, which is what you need to do if you want to sculpt your physique, if you want to, shape your shoulders, your chest, your back, your legs, your glutes, your bum, whatever. You need to lift weights to build the muscle on that specific area, and then that will adjust or change the shape of that muscle group. Okay, so it'll enlarge it. It will just build muscle fibers on top of each other, which will gradually cause a change in shape. That's building muscle, and you do that by lifting weights, by strength training, right? To get stronger, you have to lift weights. Again, similar sorts of movements, just maybe a higher load, a heavier load, with longer rest periods. And I'm still talking about guys or girls who want to build muscle, who want to change their body composition, how the shape of their limbs and torso. Okay, you do this by lifting weights. So we've got muscle growth. We've got into increasing strength. You'll also, a byproduct of lifting weights well, you will improve mobility. You will improve your posture. because weak muscles will start to strengthen, and it will gradually pull your body, your posture into the right position over time, especially if you have a weaker back and a sort of a tight chest. Okay, if you're someone who sits down a lot, you work in an office, you drive a car, you go to work on a train, you sit down a lot, you're going to be hunched over, your shoulders are going to round forward, you're going to have a weak back, tight chest, so you're going to end up sort of slouching. So you need to be strengthening the back, working the chest, and doing certain movements on the upper body. Push-pull movements will stretch out the chest, and it will, over time, improve your posture. So if you want to improve posture, if you want to improve flexibility, improve your mobility, again, lifting weights will help this. All right. So if you're someone who is in the older age bracket, let's say 50 above, it's so important for you to be lifting weights because of sarcopenia. It's a muscle wastage condition, which is completely natural, completely normal. When you get to a certain age, sarcopenia starts to occur, which basically means your muscle tissue will start to break down and waste away if you don't use it. So that's why you see a lot of, back in the day, you see a lot of elderly people, OAPs, who look looking really frail. They occur lots of injuries. They break bones. They have falls. They damage themselves when they fall over because their muscles start to waste away. They struggle with walking. They struggle with standing up. They struggle with balance, and that's simply because their muscles are not being used. They're not active. The older you get, the less active you are. So you take a lack of activity, or a reduction in activity, and a reduction of muscle tissue. What's going to happen? You're going to get weaker. You're going to struggle to walk. You're going to struggle to stand up. You're going to struggle to stand up off a chair. If you fall, you're going to struggle to push yourself off the floor. So this is why lifting weights when you're older, it's so important. One, you're going to get stronger, so you can stand up without falling over. You can push yourself back up again if you do fall over. You can stand up and sit down without having to use a walking stick. You can kneel down and stand back up. You can lunge. You can climb stairs. You can live longer. Basically, essentially, strength training when you're older is the only way to live longer. Your posture will, like I said, your posture will improve. Your bone density will improve, so it's less likely breaking bones. Your muscle tissue will retain, or you'll hopefully build some more muscle tissue. So your metabolism will stay fairly high as well, which means you're less likely to gain a significant amount of weight. Because like I said, when you're older, you do move less. It's just natural. So you need to be lifting weights 2-3 times a week. That's all you need to do, 2-3 times a week, to retain the muscle tissue or build new muscle tissue. Increase the bone density, strengthen your bones. It's going to help your blood pressure. And also, especially guys and girls, 20 or above, it's going to significantly help your mental health and well-being. There isn't any other natural form of antidepressant better than lifting weights and training in the gym to get stronger. It's literally saved millions and millions of lives of young men and women, old men, old women, just because of the endorphins it releases, a chemical, like the feel-good chemical, which gets released when you lift weights in the gym. It's helped me massively. Sometimes when, everyone has shit days, but you have a shit day and the last thing you want to do is go to the gym, but you go to the gym and half an hour and you think, God, I feel 10 times better. I feel like, you feel amazing, you feel good, you feel like you get a buzz. And you leave the gym thinking, right, I'm I'm good for the day now. So that's why sometimes training in the morning, it just sets you up for the day. You get to the gym, you train, you feel good, and you go to work, and you're in a good headspace in it. So even if even if your goal isn't to, look differently or build muscle, get stronger, go to the gym because it helps with your mental health, and it will 100% improve your mental health. It reduces anxiety. It reduces symptoms of depression. So many things. It's the only fountain of youth you will ever experience. It keeps people young. Okay? So in terms of youth's training, like kids, they should be training in the gym. There used to be a lot of information out there to say, oh, kids shouldn't be training because it stunts their growth. It's rubbish. Obviously, you're not going to put your 4-year-old in the gym lifting weights, but they should be mimicking what their parents do. They should be practicing the movements. They should be practicing squats and picking things up safely, and pushing and pulling things, like very, very light things. Why not? In America, they have I don't know what they call them, middle school. I don't know, but they have strength training classes now. So they teach the kids to squat properly and to press, pull, hinge, all these basic movements. They're teaching them from a young age because they now realise the benefits of how it's going to help them growing up, not just physically but mentally as well. It teaches discipline. It teaches to move correctly under load is such a skill. So you need to be teaching kids from a young age, maybe 12, 13 up. So if you have a 12, 13, 14-year-old, start teaching them, if you can, teach them to start lifting weights, get them to a gym. If there's a gym which allows younger children, take them there 1 session a week with an experienced, good quality PT or coach. Get them to start, training in a sport, and and also, if you're a parent, you should be training at home. Your kids should be seeing you lifting weights, doing these exercises, working out at home. Or if not, they should be seeing you going to the gym, coming back, and talk to them about what you're doing, because they mimic you. They absorb so much of what you are doing. So if they see you lounging around on the sofa, drinking a beer, puffing on your vape, eating a shitload of crisps or chocolate, guess what they're going to do? They think, oh, that's my mum and dad's doing that, so I'm going to do it as well in the future. It gets hardwired into their brain. So then they'll pick up your bad habits, and the cycle continues. They'll grow up thinking it's fine. These habits will be hardwired into their system, and it'll be very, very hard for them to break in like 10, 15, 20 years' time. So be an example of your kids. They want to be seeing you being active, eating well, lifting weights, playing a sport. Be an example for your children. Right? If they see you at home drinking loads of beer or wine and getting pissed and being hungover, whatever, then they're going to see that as being okay because they're parents. They see you as they look up to you so much, like a god, right? Anything you do, they will do. They will mimic. They'll replicate what you do. All right. So many reasons for you to be active, lifting weights, eating healthy, having a healthier lifestyle, being outside, going for walks, doing things outside, not just being indoors. So it all comes down. Everything I've said, it comes down to lifting weights. Comes down to strength training. Excuse me. You want to lose fat, you need to be lifting weights. You want to build muscle, you need to be lifting weights. You want to get stronger, you need to be lifting weights. You want to feel better, improve your mental health, live longer, look younger, you need to be lifting weights. You want to be harder to kill, literally harder to kill, you need to be lifting weights. When I say harder to kill, I mean harder to break. Your bones, your joints, your bones, your muscles, your connective tissue, your ligaments, tendons will be stronger. They'll be harder to break, and you'll have less chance of catching a disease. Your insulin sensitivity will improve. Your immune system will improve. All these things. If you have more muscle, you'll have more space for glycogen to be stored. And glycogen is broken down sugar, carbohydrates. So if you have more muscle, imagine your muscles as a sponge. The bigger the sponge, the more, and imagine glycogen is water. The bigger the sponge, the more glycogen can be stored in those muscles. Okay, so if you want to eat more, you need to build muscle. I love eating food, so my goal is to build as much muscle as I can, so I can eat food without gaining too much body fat. And obviously I want to, live longer and look younger to some extent. He says with a bald head. But do you know what I mean? It's your life should literally revolve around lifting weights. It sounds a bit OTT, but it should. It really should. It's so important. So if you're not doing it yet, you should start doing it. No matter how old you are, it's not too late to start lifting weights, because it has countless of benefits. Not just for you, but your family members, your friends, everything. Your mental health, everything. Body composition, how you look, how you feel. So yeah. Anyway, I will leave it there. But if you're listening to this and you're thinking, right, I want to get into it, I don't know how, just contact me, message me on Instagram, and I'll help you. We'll get started together. We'll take you through some gym training sessions. We'll go through techniques and intensities in the gym. I'll teach you in the gym. I can do all that. So just let me know. If you just want to chat about it, got some questions to ask me, just let me know, and we'll have a phone call or something. I was going to say something else. Nope, it's gone. I hope that helped. Any questions? Oh, there was something else. I hate when this happens. I always do it. I'm going to give it 5 seconds. No, definitely gone. Okay, yeah, any questions, let me know. But please share this to your Instagram story, tag someone, let someone know about it, share it to them, subscribe, leave a review, all that kind of stuff. It'll help me out massively. Much appreciated. And I'll speak to you next week for episode 18, hopefully.